All right, let's get into Louise Gallagher. Calgary, 1998. Louise Gallagher met a man at a work function. Immediately, he sent her a bouquet of flowers with a card, like the next day. And pretty soon after that, they started dating. And pretty much right away, she demanded that he demanded that she break off all contact with all of her male friends and became incredibly overprotective. I would have called it probably jealous or controlling. Um, Eventually, he gave her a cell phone that was exclusive and wanted her to answer the cell phone no matter what she was doing, where she was, and whatever, which is huge red flag to me. About 3 months into their relationship, he came to her with a great big ring and the whole shebang and decided that he was going to ask her to marry him. And she declined and said, like, we've only been dating 3 months and no. She had 2 daughters and she was, looking out for her own best interests and theirs. And he decided to tell her a tale and say that he was dying, and that's why he wanted to get married so quickly. The ring didn't fit, and he took back the ring. Mind you, they dated from 1998 to 2003, and he decided that he was going to take back the ring and get it sized and whatnot for her. And funny enough, she never ever saw the ring again, which also would be a big red flag to me. So anyway, she had 2 girls, and he would promise these extravagant trips, mention them to the girls. Trips never ever happened, and they were perpetually disappointed. That's kind of sad to do to children. So eventually they they were together 5 years. Eventually they decided to move in together in a house that he had purchased. So they gave their notice at the place. That Louise and her 2 girls, they gave their notice and packed up all their stuff and got a moving truck and everything, and they go to this house that he said he bought, and lo and behold, the keys didn't work. So he's like, oh, the realtor must have given me the wrong set of keys, not a problem, blah blah blah. So she eventually finds out, obviously, like, that he never bought the house at all. It was just a house. It was some random house that she liked or had commented on previously. And it was a good way to put a great big wedge between her and her daughters, because now they're homeless. And the daughters went to live with their father. And she ended up moving in with him into his father's house, because the guy was a big fraud and never actually had an intention of doing or spending anything, and everything he did was for show. So anyway, all along the way, apparently he had been committing fraudulent activities and breaking and entering, apparently. And eventually they moved further away. Like, he convinced her to move farther away from her children, which controlling, abusive people like to isolate their target. And eventually the RCMP caught up with them. And if you don't know who the RCMP is, it's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And arrested him in 2003, and he only served 2 years in jail. She eventually obviously immediately after that, like, her friends came to her aid and helped her out a great deal. And like I said, even when things are really tough, like, she still had friends. Her friends saw him for what he was. She would not listen to them, and even so, her friends were there for her. When push came to shove, gave her a place to stay, helped her get back on her feet. At the beginning of the relationship, she was a really independent, relatively successful woman with 2 children and got along with her ex well enough, and they were raising the kids and whatnot. And she turned into this incredibly codependent, lost without this new partner person who made her feel awful, and she was depressed and what have you, and her friends saw that and tried to warn her, and like I said, they were still there for her at the end. So you can turn things around. People do care about you, and like I said, if you haven't heard from one of your friends in a while and you're concerned about them, reach out and let them know, at least let them know that you're there for them. And if you're a person who's having struggles, reach out to people. They care about you. They might be a bit upset with you, but they care about you if they're your friends. Anyway, like and subscribe and share to those who you think would benefit from hearing this. And thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.